Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Welcome back in on the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Taylor Sharp sitting in for Hunt Palmer. We got another hour or so left in our work week. We're working towards the weekend. We got Memorial Day coming up on Monday. So we are off on Monday. Everyone's got a 3-day weekend. I know a lot of people will be out there in the Gulf Shores area. I know me and my wife, we are heading out there pretty much right after I get off air, heading home, getting that done. Right now, Jordan, I want me and you to go back and forth on this a little bit. A lot of NFL teams have already started their OTAs. That's kind of the big thing going on in the world of sports outside of the NBA playoffs. But the Saints have not. The Saints do start coming up this Wednesday, May 27th. I just want what to keep an eye on, and I want to see how similar me and you are there.
Okay.
I'm obviously keeping an eye on the rookie receivers. Like, okay, we know Jordan Tyson, right? If healthy, could be elite.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. Best receiver in the class when healthy. There was good reports coming out of him at rookie minicamp when he was out there. But you got Bryce Lance in the middle rounds of this draft.
Yeah.
He's 6'3", he's 210 pounds. I mean, that could be a big-bodied target for you.
Can fly.
And Saints fans were asking for that all season, right?
Yeah.
I remember it was you. We were sitting here on OTB, and you said no more small boys.
No more small boys.
Well, Jordan Tyson's 6'2", Bryce Lance is 6'3".
Yep.
I think they were listening. I think Mickey Loomis was tuned in that morning and said, "Hey, Jordan Kitchen said no more small boys because we got to get some 6'2" plus receivers." They went and did that. I love that as a value pick. Like I think Bryce Lance has a chance to be really, really good. Don't let Trey Lance taint the value of a guy like Bryce Lance. Trey Lance may not have worked out. Bryce surely can. And then you obviously have a little LSU flair there with Barrion Brown.
My guy.
Getting drafted in the late rounds. I question whether or not Barrion Brown's going to make that team. A lot of other people think he will. If he will, it'll be special teams. But
just return a kick. That's all you need.
We'll see. And there's going to be competition.
That's all you need
for that spot as well. I think there's a number of guys who could get that done. But, I mean, what do you think rookie receiver-wise? Like, obviously, like you and I, we have talked Jordan Tyson about as deeply as anybody can. You like Bryce Lance?
I got to see about Bryce Lance. I think he has a lot of, if he can just give us a little bit of what Christian Watson gives Green Bay, and I'm not saying he has that type of explosiveness that Christian Watson has, but and so hopefully he's more healthy than Christian Watson. But if he can just give you a little bit of that, I know I'm going off another North Dakota State type of guy, but he's still same type of build. Both can fly, 4.3 speed at a 6'3", 6'2" type of frame. So I think Bryce Lance, if he can, we'll see where he fits in. You know, we still got to see games play. We still got to see how Kellen's trying to use them. Still got to see, out of the Jalen Polk and who else knows who's going to come out the woodworks. I'm done with that Mason Tipton stuff. But where my eyes is kind of going, I'm done.
Charlie Bell fan?
Yeah, I'm done with the
Kevin Austin Jr.
The camp legends.
Jordan, these guys are studs. What are you talking about?
I'm done with them. I'm done with all that. Kevin Austin Jr., all that talk, we're done with those. But really where my eyes go to where I'm looking for, it's really the running back position. Only because, yes, we know we got Travis Etienne, whatever you want to call him. But we'll see what he wants. Yeah, I know he wants whatever. I know we got him. But all this talk surrounding Alvin Kamara and his future around the team. But also, what do you have in a Kendre Miller? When he's out there, you see the flashes of what he can be, but that's sparingly because he's never out there. What do you have in Devin Neal? He was coming along, but then he got hurt. So it's like, if you're willing to move off Alvin Kamara as an RB2, I'm not sitting there saying Alvin Kamara is RB1, but if you're willing to move off him as an RB2, who's going to step up in that place? Because you're going to need another change of pace back.
That brings me to the exact one. The next one on my list is the RB room.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
great minds think alike.
Super excited about Travis Etienne, right? Like,
yes.
There's kind of a faction of NFL fans, like maybe it's the fantasy nerds or whoever, they're like, Travis Etienne's not a good running back.
Yeah.
You hear that? Like me and you were talking before the season started. Everybody said Tank Bigsby's going to take that role. We watched the first Jacksonville preseason game. We were like, no, he's not. Etienne took all the first team reps. The next day, they traded Tank Bigsby out of town.
I vividly remember this.
When you go look at what Travis Etienne's done in the NFL, this is his 5th season coming up.
Super young.
Every year, except for one, and that year he missed 2 games, he's rushed for over 1,000 yards.
Yep.
1,100 as a rookie, right at 1,000 in 2023. Again, down year when that team was just atrocious in 2024. He missed 2 games, 558.
Okay.
But last year, back to 1,100. 7 rushing touchdowns, but let's not forget the fact Etienne had 6 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a out of the backfield type of running
He's
back.
a double-digit touchdown guy. He hovered around 1,400 all-purpose yards, and he's 27 years old. So this talk about, I don't know how good Etienne's going to be. Etienne's going to be good in this offense. I'm
100%.
sorry, Travis Etienne.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
get to
it
that.
right. Travis
We'll get to that.
Etienne.
Let me hear it on the broadcast first, and then I'll get back to him.
I still don't know how that's Etienne.
I didn't say.
But, okay, so Travis Etienne's locked in to that RB1 role.
100%.
Even without Alvin Kamara's uncertainty, you can say, who's that RB2?
No clue.
Now, all these guys aren't going to make the roster, but Devin Neal is on this roster for OTAs.
He was coming along.
Audric Estime ran the ball well
He was.
at the end of last year.
Titans game.
I thought Audric Estime was a valuable piece to this offense late in the year. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that Titans game. He kind of took over the game. That was a bad weather game. Like, it was a little bit of a sloppier spot. You needed him to step up, and he did. And then you have Ty Chandler on this roster.
From Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Like, you signed Ty Chandler in the offseason. He's been kind of hit and miss, but, I mean, that's a talented guy. That's a guy that's played a little bit in this league. I like Alvin Kamara, but so many people are like, oh, well, should you move on from him? No, you can't move on from him. I think with or without Alvin Kamara, you have decent options behind Travis as RB2. Like, can Devin Neal take that next step? I understand he was a late-round pick, but we loved him when he was drafted. We're like, oh, the value you got there.
I mean, he was balling before he got hurt.
In the late rounds, yeah.
He was
Did
balling
a great
before he got
job.
hurt.
Notice I didn't include Kendra Miller. I'm done with Kendra Miller. I'm not counting Kendra Miller until he can prove he can stay on the field.
Exactly.
But, I mean, the trio of Neal, Estime, and Chandler, I'll take that.
I just got to see. I just have to see how things play out because it's really sounding like they're going to cut him by June 1st. So we got a couple more days. We'll see in a couple weeks if Kamara's even on the team, and this discussion isn't stupid. But looking at it, it's like, man, but why have these 3 miscellaneous pieces? Now, I granted somebody has to step up. When we already know Alvin Kamara in the RB2 role, we're not asking him to take all these carries.
He'd be great in the role.
Great as an RB2.
To your point, he would be great in the role.
Great as an RB2.
But
So it's
I
like,
mean, dude, you know how it goes so behind the scenes. A lot of times
it's politics. It's politics.
Politics.
Yeah.
The Saints want to pay for him to be in that role.
Exactly.
Does he want to be in that role? It's a
100%.
big deal. But that's what I'm saying. Like, with or without Alvin Kamara as RB2, I think you're in a decent spot. I mean, Travis Etienne's got to play the majority of the snaps. Like, let's like, he's going to be I think he's going to be like 70% snap guy. Like,
he better be. He needs to be a 3-down bell cow.
Yeah, I mean,
he needs to be a bell cow running back.
That's his role. But
be a bell cow.
Neal, Estime, Chandler, if, one or if not all make that roster, can they spell him? Why not? Like, Audric Estime was good with Denver. I was a little surprised when they moved on from him. You brought him in last year.
It's always Denver, man.
I mean, he had to hurry and learn that offense, and he did a good job. I'm glad Audric Estime is still here in this offseason OTAs because I think he could provide some value for you.
And look at this. Look at this. We said running back, but another position where I think eyes need to go look at. You're missing Demario Davis now. Somebody, I know you signed Caden Ellis. Somebody has to step up in that linebacker room, either if it's Stutzman or Pete Warner. I mean, you signed Caden Ellis. We'll see what he gives you.
I would love for it to be Danny Stutzman.
I would too.
Dream scenario, it's a Danny Stutzman.
Exactly. You drafted him for that.
Pete's a little light.
He's more of a pass coverage type of linebacker.
Pete's a little light in the ass to be that
100%. Like he's
interior.
I'm not
sticky
expecting
nose
him
in
to
there.
do that. So
right.
You need to see who's going to step up out of that group because you can't replace Demario Davis. That's still big shoes to fill. Between being the leadership role and just 1,000 years old, still getting over 100 tackles every year, and he was okay in coverage at his age. But somebody has to step up. You would like for Stutzman to step up, but that's where my eyes go to. So if I say running back would be number one, well, running back, receiver, linebackers on that list too for me.
Linebackers. Okay, so like for me, it's O-line. Like, look, David Edwards, you give him the biggest guard contract that anybody gave a guard this offseason.
He'll be worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's going to slide in there.
Yeah.
You still have Cesar Ruiz at the moment.
God bless.
I need Jeremiah Wright to step up, have a really good OTAs, and I need him to take that spot.
100%.
Jeremiah Wright, who had a really good career at Auburn, If he can take that spot, I think your O-line looks a lot better. Because at that point, from left to right now,
A
it's
lot better. It's great.
you got Kelvin Banks,
Yes.
David Edwards, Eric McCoy, who's been
Gotta
so
stay
good for
healthy.
you for
Gotta
so
stay
long,
healthy.
Jeremiah Wright, Taliesin Fuaga.
Fuaga. Yes, sir.
That's a much improved offensive line. I'm watching them for all the wrong reasons. I'm excited about their potential. Because it's kind of like I said yesterday with the LSU offensive line. It'd be kind of hard to be worse. I mean,
Hey,
I'm excited. I'm excited to
only
see
way
where
is
they
up.
go.
Only way is
That's
up.
right. I'm excited to see where they go. Now, as far as the biggest weakness, and you can disagree with me here if you do, but I still think it's corner. I mean, you and I were talking before the NFL draft started. I wanted corner addressed first 3 rounds. They didn't do it. Now they go get TJ Hall from Iowa.
Yeah, but 7th round.
I get it, but he was a solid player. His problem was his 40 time, and my response is like, how many times they actually running 40 yards? And like football speed is different than lining up in the underwear Olympics and taking off running for 40 yards.
Yeah.
That was kind of the biggest knock on him was 40 time. But TJ Hall is a solid player. We know Iowa defensive players are really, really good in the NFL, but I think you needed a little bit more than that. Like I like Kool-Aid McKinstry. I like Quincy Riley. I think they're good players. I'm just still not sure either one of them are a number 1 corner.
Yeah, unproven.
Like I need a guy that if you're playing the Rams and you got Puka Nacua out there,
Devontae Adams.
not that you're going to shut down Puka Nacua. It's very hard to do. But I need somebody that you're at least comfortable saying, go be his shadow the entire game. Go follow where that number 1 receiver goes all day. Make it as difficult as possible on him. I don't know if you have that guy.
I don't think so.
That's the issue. Like, I think Kool-Aid could be a really good number 2 corner. I think Riley could be a good number 2. Riley's big enough to where you can slide him inside a nickel if you needed to. I just don't know about, do you have a number 1 option out there corner? To me, that's the biggest question mark. And I think your safety room's pretty good. Like Justin Reed, if Blackman could get fully healthy. Jonas Sanker did some nice things for you a year ago. Like you have a pretty good safety room in all honesty. But I think that corner spot on the outside, that is a big question mark, at least for me. The good news is it's a winnable division.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing.
I don't think Bryce Young is the Bryce Young we saw the last 5 games of the year.
He still stumped to me.
All we heard last year was what? Oh, Bryce Young looks better.
Yeah, he's improving. I don't know.
If you're a 2 out of 10 and you're now a 4 out of 10, man, you doubled your production.
Yeah.
You're still not good.
You're a number one pick,
not.
So.
I am not on that Bryce Young bandwagon anymore. Like Atlanta,
Tua. I'm not really.
Tua?
I'm sleeping good at night. I'm not really too worried about that.
Penix has been hurt, so you bring in Tua, who's
Not
been
worried
beat up
about it.
more than any quarterback in the NFL the last couple of years. That's a mess.
I'm about to say he's got soup for brain.
And then,
straight
like,
on it.
If Tampa can stay healthy, they're good.
Yeah.
Because remember, the first 5 weeks of the season, like Baker Mayfield's an MVP conversation, like all that. Now,
Todd Bowles, though, it's just
so
something about him.
That's my hang-up,
yeah,
right? Because what let him down in the biggest moments last year? Remember, it was the
no
fourth,
timeout, wasn't it?
It was 3rd and 24 against the Atlanta Falcons. They
Okay.
win that game. They win the damn division last year. They blew it. They gave up a huge play, made it 4th and 16, and Atlanta converted on the 4th and 16.
Yeah.
I mean, you had back-to-back chances to get off the field right there, and you didn't. That's coaching. That's Todd Bowles. That's defense.
That's his defense.
Because you can say, oh, yeah, well, their offense was good until they got hurt. Their defense wasn't that hurt.
Yeah. So
I just think Todd Bowles is one of those guys, great coordinator, head coach. We'll see.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles has had a quarterback advantage in that division for a long time, and I think that's helped him out. Like, he takes over, he's got Brady, right?
Yeah.
Then he's had 3 years of Baker in a division with the Saints are still trying to figure things
Derek
out.
Carr.
Atlanta signs Kirk Cousins. He gets hurt. You put in Penix. Yeah, you have Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
And then
That's a free win right there.
the Panthers didn't even have Bryce Young at that point, and even
that?
if they
Andy
have, he's
Dalton?
been up and down.
It's like Andy Dalton or something.
That's why, like, I think this is so winnable for the Saints because if Tyler Shuck can step up, and he doesn't even have to be top 10. Can he match?
doesn't have to
Can
be
he
great.
match Baker Mayfield's production?
Listen.
Because if he can, honestly, man, like, I'm already ready to trust Kellen more and more than I do Todd Bowles. Because I've seen Todd Bowles screw it up in big moments time and time again.
Yeah, no, we're not asking Tyler Shuck to come out and be Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You
No.
don't have to be a top 10 quarterback. You just have to have a little bit more improvement than your rookie year. If you can just steady the ship, we're not asking you to come out here and, like you say, and be an MVP candidate. It'll be nice if he can, level up and be like that. But for year 2 for Shuck, we're just asking for you. Saints had 5 wins last year. If you can get to 8 to 9 wins, man, that's an improvement to me. I'm not asking for the Saints to come out and be 12, get 12 wins year 2. Like, no. That's not how this thing works. And you don't want to go past progression and be like the Commanders and do too much early on and then think you're ready to take that next leap. So I'm okay with Chuck. Just a little bit, just a little bit.
It's a winnable division for sure. But look, you keep an eye. I'm with you, dude. Wide receiver, linebacker, RB2.
Yes, sir.
Corner, I'm very, very worried about. That's to me
It's a
that
weakness.
is
It's a weakness.
that is the glaring weakness on this football team right now.
100%.
So if you can get that shored up, though, there's a shot. Kellen Moore and Tyler Shuck can get it done here in 2026. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we get back, we got a lot to cover. We got LSU baseball season ended. We'll talk a little transfer portal, maybe some guys that can get back, some guys that are leaving, what Jay needs to do in the portal. We got division winner predictions for every NFL team. We're going to hit a lot coming up. We're even going to talk Memorial Day coming up at 2:30. We got a lot. Stay tuned with us. About 40 minutes left in the work week right here on The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
They got deals. Fabry Chevrolet GMC has got some savings for you, and I am going to tell you about them because if you'd like to get by and take a look, you can certainly do it. They're on Highway 61 in St. Francisville. You can get a 2026 Chevy Silverado at 0% APR financing from now until the end of the month. That's not a long time. You got a week and a half, but 0% APR financing on 2026 Chevy Silverados for 36 months. You can get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 at 2.9 financing for 72 months now until the end of the month. Great deals on Silverados and Sierras, and got some vehicles that are potentially really affordable. Chevy Trailblazer, Chevy Trax, as low as $30,000 over at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. So if that's the price range you're looking at, go see them. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. They're also online at fabrychevrolet.com, fabrychevrolet.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Welcome back in. Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in for Mr. Hunt Palmer. He's up there in the 318. Enjoying a little extended weekend. Our guys got a little 4-day action up there because the entire station is off on Monday in honor of that Memorial Day holiday. We'll continue with NFL here for a second. I do want to mention a little bit of LSU baseball, though, because, we're kind of at that point in the athletic calendar. Baseball season is over, at least for LSU. Like, yes, SEC tournament's still going on. You're going to have the NCAA tournament. But let's be honest, the average fan down here in Louisiana, you'll probably tune in. You're not nearly as locked in as you were if you're LSU Tigers. We're still in this thing. So what I'm going to do right now is kind of look at what you could lose, what you need in the portal. Like the 4 guys that everyone wants to say, hey, you got to make sure you can hold on to. I mean, or the young guys, right? Cerna, Aaron Beatty. I would throw William Patrick in there. I think he was valuable to you at the end of the year. Those are kind of your position players, and Mason Braun. Like those are the 4 guys as far as young guys. You have to hold on to these guys. Mason Braun was a freshman. He got thrown in there because the Zach York experiment didn't work out. He played first base for you, was effective. He played right field for you, was effective. Ended up being your leadoff batter down the stretch to the back half of that SEC schedule and did a really nice job. Omar Cerna as well. Look, whether Cerna's the first DH catcher next year, wherever that may be, you got to get him back in the fold because he was one of your best 3 hitters really throughout the entire SEC season. Same could be said for Cade Aaron Beatty. Whether he's a catcher, whether he's a DH, he mashed this year. It seemed like anytime LSU was hitting a home run, Cade Aaron Beatty was involved. He did a really, really nice job, much improved from a year ago. Both of them still, I think, need improvement behind the plate. The defense has got to get up a little bit. But offensively for both of them, Cerna and Aaron Beatty was great. You got to keep those 3 guys. I would like it if William Patrick was still a part of this team. I mean, he wasn't a staple in the lineup like those 3 I just mentioned, but again, I think he was thrown in there in some tough situations, and he made some things happen for you. The pitching staff potentially has a chance to be pretty deep next year. Kason Evans could come back. I think Cooper Moore will come back because of that injury. William Schmidt has an opportunity to come back. And Marcos Paz. If you can get all 4 of those guys back, you got nice pieces, right? But I don't think you have a Friday night guy. I think that's Jay's biggest concern in the transfer portal is finding that Friday night ace. I don't think you had that guy. Kason Evans is really good. He was really good against Auburn. If he's a starter, maybe he's more of a Friday or Saturday, Sunday type of guy, that number 2, that number 3 starter? Or do you put him back in that stopper role that he was so good at? I mean, he had a 2.02 ERA as a freshman in the SEC in that stopper role. He was instrumental in you going on that run in Omaha and taking home the title. I would like to see him back in that role, but if not, if you want him in the starter role, that's fine. I just don't know, based on what we've seen right now, you can rely on him to be that Friday night guy. Cooper Moore was the most consistent pitcher on your team last year until he went down with an injury. Again, Schmidt kind of in the same boat as a Casey Evans. You want him to take that next step, and at times this year he looked really good. When he had control, he was in command. He was really hard to hit and get runs off of when he had control. That was his main issue, along with the Casey Evans. And then as far as Marcos Paz goes, he's a guy that didn't really come on until late in the year, but you understand he was 18 months post-Tommy John surgery when he arrived at LSU. Like Jay said earlier in the year, if he wouldn't have had that, he wouldn't even be here. He would have went straight to the professional baseball. But you needed spot starts from him towards the end of the year in SEC play in that weekend rotation. He gave you that. Now, it was shaky, but there was a lot of good. Jay said it on one of his last coaching shows. He said, look, Casey Evans got 4 starts in SEC play last year. Wound up being a weekend rotation piece for us. Marcos Paz is going to have 3 or 4 SEC starts by the time this thing is over. We hope he is a big part of our rotation next season. So Jay wants him back. If Paz is willing to come back, Jay obviously wants him. I think he has a role as well. I just think you need that Friday night ace. I don't think you have that. Now, who's going to be available in the portal? Hell, the portal changes every single day. Like, we'll see that final look when everything is done up there in Omaha and a champion is ultimately named. I don't think Stephen Milam is coming back. I know there's an opportunity. There's an outside shot. If I had to lean right now, I'd say no. And you know Derek Curiel's gone. You know Jake Brown's gone. That was the one thing we hung our hat on coming into the year. You said, hey, your pitching staff's going to be kind of new. You have Kate Anderson and Anthony Ianson leaving, and you replace everybody in the infield outside of Stephen Milam. But your outfield's set. Stanfield, Jake Brown, Derek Curiel, they're set. That's not going to be the case next year. There's going to be a lot of new in the field for LSU. Jay's going to have to go find some guys that he knows are plug and play day one and actually hit on them this year. You thought you had that in Caraway. You thought you had that in Zach York. You thought you had that in either Simpson or Dardar. Dardar was inconsistent at best, and the other 3 were basically not playable players this year. You have to do a better job. But if Jay can hit in the portal like we know he can, he's done it multiple times now, and you find that Friday night ace, I think there's a lot of pieces to build around, which I'm pretty excited about. Jordan, I know you're a guy who's locked into the NFL. We're going to get there in just a second. We do have a floater to play. You can go ahead and hit that now.
Auction wants to remind everyone that May is Stroke Awareness Month, and they give you an acronym to keep it front of mind. It's BEFAST, B-E-F-A-S-T. For B-E, balance and eyes. If person is unable to maintain balance or vision's affected, the eyes are deviated to one side, take a look at that very, very closely. FAST, F-A-S-T, face, arms, speech, time. Does one side of the face droop or is it numb? Is one arm weak or numb? Is speech slurred? And time, if someone shows any of those symptoms, even if the symptoms go away, call 911, get them to a hospital immediately. It's very, very, very important that you get that done. Be aware of strokes. They're prevalent, and there are signs that you can look to that could help change a life or save a life. Remember, be fast. That's from our friends at Auctioneers.
All right, before we get a break, over the weekend, DraftKings put out their projected division winners for the NFL because like that's kind of where we're at, right? We're in a wait and see season. For baseball, we're wait and see, hey, what can Jay do in the portal to rebuild for next year? For the NFL, the rosters are almost final. It's, hey, who's going to be good? You're kind of in that waiting game, whether it's baseball or football. So as far as the NFL goes, it's wait and see because you're ready for the season to start. But they put out their odds for each team to win the division. They have like odds to win total. Jordan, the AFC West, a lot of people talk about how competitive it is, right? The Chiefs, the Chargers, the Broncos. You hope the Las Vegas Raiders are better. Yeah. You bring in Mendoza, you bring in a new coach, you bring in Cousins as kind of that bridge guy to help him along. If I asked you right now, who would you say, in your opinion, should be the favorite to win the AFC West? Just based on roster, what we know, what they did last year, all that.
The Broncos, easily.
Absolutely the Denver Broncos. Why the hell is it the Kansas City Chiefs?
I really couldn't even tell you.
Because like the Broncos and Chargers are tied with 9.5 projected wins. They have the Kansas City Chiefs at 10.5 over/under win total. A Kansas City Chiefs team that went 6-11 a year ago. A team that a lot of people thought Kelsey was going to retire before he said, let's run it back.
Should have retired.
Mahomes, I don't think he's going to be ready for the start of the season. That was December 14th he tore that ACL.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's October.
I don't think he should play at all this year, but
You drafted Garrett Nussmeier. You brought in Justin Fields. We saw how great Justin Fields was with the Jets last year. I'm sure that'll help him out. Rashee Rice is in trouble. I mean, he got arrested a few days ago for
probation.
Bro, failing a marijuana test. I get people have different opinions of that. What the hell are you doing?
But it's you're on probation. That's the issue.
Right.
I'm about to say that's the real issue. You're on probation.
Can you just not screw up?
I'm about to say it's just you're
Can
on
you
probation.
just not screw up?
That's the crazy
One thing.
part. Yeah. You know you're getting drug tested.
Bro,
That's the crazy
he's still
part,
on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
He has an opportunity to make a lot of money.
He's not getting enough.
He already messed up.
He was a first round pick?
Yeah, but
So he has a fifth year. He's not getting enough.
But the thing is, maybe, dude, I mean, the Chiefs just stuck by him for this damn long. And what other options do they have out there? Kelsey ain't getting any younger. So you don't know if your number one target's going to be there. You have questionable targets outside of Rashee Rice.
Yeah,
Travis Kelce not getting any younger. May retire after this year. Who the hell knows? Your quarterback is coming off of multiple ligament tears in his knee. And you're at 10.5 wins of a 6-11 team from a year ago. Oh, by the way, you lost Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson both to the Los Angeles Rams. Those are your two starting corners from a year ago. Yes, you brought in Mansour Delane. He's great. He going to help that whole defense?
We're gonna see. I don't know how it's 10 wins, though. I just can't put my finger on what exactly about the Chiefs screams 10 wins next year, especially because Mahomes' knee is up in there. You know, I know they're hinting that he's going to come back for OTAs and all that, but still, I don't know why they're trying to rush this guy back. He's the franchise.
Well,
that's not something you...
I get. Like, you could say, okay, 10.5 wins is rich. Yes, I understand that.
That's a lot of wins.
And there's going to be people out there that are like, I've been proven wrong time and time again. I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes may not even be out there.
Yeah.
And no offense to Patrick Mahomes. How many games he missed last year? 3?
I just know they wasn't playing well last year.
They weren't playing good with him. They weren't winning with him.
Yeah, it was after that Trevor Lawrence game.
The game he got hurt in the fourth quarter, that game mathematically eliminated them from the playoffs. They didn't miss the playoffs because Patrick Mahomes tore his knee. They missed the playoffs because they're not a good team. So all this, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes missed me with that. Like, this has to be the Denver Broncos. Hand up, I think the Broncos make the Super Bowl if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt.
Wait, who they lost to? Oh, the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots
in the snow game with Jarrett Stidham as quarterback, 10-3.
I was like, but didn't they play the Bills? They beat the Bills.
No, that was the game they beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills.
No, they beat the Seahawks. Seahawks are really good.
There's no way there's
Seahawks are really good.
No way, yeah.
There's a chance they get there. And they're kind of running it back. And they add Jalen Waddle to go along with Cortland Sutton. So why is that team not favored?
I don't know how Chiefs.
Well, because I've heard people say, we're not sure about Bo Nix's health. I ain't sure about Mahomes' health. Bo Nix broke a foot. Mahomes tore 2 ligaments at his knee. It's kind of what and what.
What was the win total for the Bills then? Let me get an example.
The Bills.
Let me get a comparison real quick, so I can, because I know they're probably Super Bowl favorites or something.
The Bills are 10.5 wins. Same as the Kansas City Chiefs.
You feel like the Bills and the Chiefs can be that good?
The same as the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. All right.
And for what it's worth, the Ravens 11.5, which
with a brand new coach. Okay.
A brand new coach, Lamar in a brand new system.
Yeah, I don't know about these.
I don't know about that one either. Cincinnati 9.5, which is
that's crazy.
Which
too.
is ridiculous. They're favored. Like, win total is different than like being the favorite in the game. They're favored in 15 of the 17 games they play, which is wild.
I guess they're gonna be in a shootout. I guess every game.
I mean, you added Dexter Lawrence. I get it. You gave up your first round pick. First off, I wouldn't have given up a top 10 pick for Dexter Lawrence. That's just me. He's an interior guy. You needed help on the edge, and he statistically had his worst season of his career last year. You added Cassius Howell in the draft. I get it. You shored up your offensive line. Great. You got to be a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, we love Joe Burrow down here. DraftKings really loves Joe Burrow.
Yeah, 15 favorites. You're
going to make them the only games they're not favored is at the Texans. They're a 2.5-point underdog. At the Ravens, who have the highest projected win total in the AFC. Dude, it's wild.
Sweeping the Steelers. That's where you lose me. They're not sweeping the Steelers.
Look, we got to get through these next couple months because, like, when baseball portal opens, we got a little something, right? Like, Jay Johnson's going to tweet out that tiger emoji. Great.
Yeah.
These NFL lists got to stop, dude. We're going crazy. You got Trinidad as the 45th best player in college football, and now you got the Kansas City Chiefs at 10.5, and you don't even know about Patrick Mahomes. Wow. Wild stuff. All right, look, we're a little long for a break. We're going to go take it now. When we get back, let's talk a little Memorial Day. I don't think we've done it enough today. We'll talk that coming back here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Go take a tour at Marucci. What a cool place that we've got here in Baton Rouge. Marucci is available to you to take a tour. It's available to you to work on your game. Tours first. You go see where the official bat of Major League Baseball is made. You go see where they make 1,200 of them every day. You go hear about the story of how two former big leaguers and their trainer started making bats in the backyard and started that process at the bottom and have gone all the way to the top. They make the best bats in the world right here in Baton Rouge. And you can see where they're made, where they're stained, where they're shipped off, and how it happened. You can also work on your game at Marucci. You got a youth baseball player, youth softball player under your roof, eating up with it, wants to get better. Well, become a member. Key card access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to the Marucci facility so you can practice swings, you can practice pitching. It's all there for you. Go see them online at MarucciSports.com. What a gym here in Baton Rouge. That's, of course, Marucci.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 here on a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in the host chair for our guy, Hunt Palmer, who will be back on Tuesday. The entire station off on Monday for Memorial Day. And, you know, we don't talk about Memorial Day enough. I don't think we've talked about it enough today. I'm wearing the red, white, and blue in honor of Memorial Day today. A lot of people in the chat have said that it looks like a picnic cloth. Guys, it's not a picnic cloth. It's got buttons and everything. Okay? We're good to go. It's red, white, and blue. Be a little patriotic, have a little pride. But seriously, though, spend Monday. Remember the real reason we are off, honoring the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice, died defending this country so that we could live in the greatest and freest country in the world. And look, I come from a patriotic family. We love Memorial Day. We love 4th of July. We love all that. Jordan, do you have, over there at the country club you live at, do you have we got any Memorial Day traditions?
None. Other than like eating barbecue, not really. Like we just.
Well, that's a given. What's the go-to? What's the go-to barbecue? Because like we don't do like barbecue. Like we do the burgers and dogs.
Yeah.
But I mean.
No, we don't get too wildly with it. You know, it's just nice some baby back ribs. Obviously burgers, dogs, the best. Grilled burgers, honestly. I feel like grilled burgers. That's why I'm more of a Burger King guy. I know that's like blasphemous saying that, but just something about a charred grilled burger it just does it for me, man.
Dude, the backyard Chris Ford, right?
Yeah,
I already know the answer to this because I was talking to her earlier. Cassie, tell me about the electric celebration that's going to go on in the Spazzali house this weekend.
Well, this year we don't have any plans, so I got to figure out something to do.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Just eating.
Bro, you ain't got to. Y'all live in New Orleans. Both of you live in New Orleans. There ain't a fireworks show in New Orleans this weekend.
There will be fireworks.
Sure there is
there will be.
Okay.
I'm just
usually like we'll go to my grandpa's house and we'll like go swimming, but just plans just didn't add up this year.
I was about to say I don't know where either of you live based on where the fireworks are. If you get lucky, sometimes you can walk out your front door and the fireworks are right there.
Usually I can hear them from my backyard.
Yeah, they cut up every year. It doesn't matter. Like they're really popping fireworks. Like on Christmas Eve. When did that become a thing?
So my uncle actually, we always did on New Year's Eve. My uncle did it on Christmas Eve. Yep.
What the? Bro.
Yep.
I was like, this is ridiculous.
Bro, get ready because the fireworks shows may not happen this weekend.
Oh, the rain?
Rain in the forecast. So we're going to the beach, as I was telling Preston.
Gulf Shores.
Yep. Thanks. Now everybody can find me. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you seen Taylor take a picture?
I don't care. I'm not one of those people that like doesn't like when people know where they are. I don't care. So we're going to the beach. We went back in about a month ago in Pensacola. And I was telling you this a little bit yesterday. Like the beach was closed the entire day.
Putting sand on the beach.
Mile in every direction, putting sand on the beach. that was our second day there. We had already had one great day on the beach. And I was, as I was just telling y'all, like 2.5, 3 hours on the beach, I'm good.
That's all I need.
My wife, she grew up with an all-day beach family. She's livid the entire second day in Pensacola. Like, I got cheated out of a beach day. We came all the way over here. Why didn't they say this when I booked the condo? All that. I get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolute frustration. She sends me a picture of the forecast Wednesday and was like, it's just not the cards. It's not the cards for me to have a good beach trip. I'm like, Victoria, we're getting away, okay, from the hustle and bustle of everyday life.
Free trip.
We're going over there. Yeah, I mean, last minute, too.
Yeah, I'm about to say your parents.
And then we're off of work on Monday.
Yeah.
We celebrate Memorial Day. Like, I'm having a good time regardless.
Yeah.
I could sit out there on the balcony, watch the rain on the beach,
Man, you got a patio. About to say you got a little
grill
balcony, little
some
thing.
burgers on the
I feel like
on the
that'd be
grill.
very, very soothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Grill some burgers on the grill in the condo, be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I got like one of those stovetop cast irons. Bring that. Cook burgers on that if it's raining.
Get a couple beers, man.
Like-
throw
like
the
I'm
game
good.
on. Like, it's the vibe.
But I know there's a lot of people out there that look like go all out. Like, have you seen the? You guys know about the Murph Challenge?
The Murph Challenge.
So,
I've heard of it, but I've never known anyone to actually do it.
So the Murph Challenge. Do you know what it is though?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it is. It's think like semi CrossFit. So it is. You run a mile,
Okay.
then you have 100 pull-ups.
Oh, yeah, I'm out of here.
Jordan, that's not even halfway, brother.
Say we
It's not
done.
even halfway. So run a mile,
Okay.
100 pull-ups,
All right.
200 push-ups,
Hell no.
300 air squats.
See you later.
Finish it with another mile.
That just sounds miserable. Like, why would you put
So,
yourself through that?
Those are sandwiched in between a mile each.
Is this televised?
No, Jordan is just stuff people do for Memorial Day.
I'm thinking it's like the Boston Marathon or something like
It ain't
everybody.
like Nathan's hot
Oh
dog
yeah,
eating
that's
contest.
what I thought it was like. I'm like, bro, is this
No.
televised?
This is what people do. Like the gym my wife goes to, they're offering it. And like it was after Michael Murphy, who was a lieutenant, died in the military. He created, but he called it body armor workout. And then when he died,
You know,
CrossFit community was like, hey, let's continue to do it.
To remember
Just name
him.
it the Murph Challenge. As that. Like there's people doing that. I don't know if I can do it.
Please. Ain't no way,
No, I
bro.
don't know if I can
Man,
do it.
Please.
I think it would be the well, so it's also something you can't just do anywhere. Like you gotta have a pull-up bar first
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. You
Like
gotta,
if it's just push-ups and everything, I can do that around my neighborhood. Would I?
bruh.
But you could.
That thing said a mile, then you hit 100 pull-ups, then you hit 200 push-ups.
Yep.
You said 300 squats?
Yeah, but it's air squats. You ain't
That
holding
just-
weight.
That's a lot of
That sounds
squats.
so
That's
miserable.
what I'm about
And
to say.
Well, there's variations of it. Like some people break it up. They're like, I'll do 20 and then like a 400 meter. I'll come back and do it and they equal it.
Man.
But also I buried the lead. 20-pound weighted vest while you do it.
Yeah. You
Well,
know what?
for women it's 14,
Okay, but still.
Yeah, but it's like
which is a very specific number if you think about it.
Yeah, it is very specific. Why not 15?
No Murph challenge for either of you.
Man, please. No, come on,
You
man.
know,
No
Pass
shot.
me the beer and the burgers, man. I'm not trying to sit here
I
and do
would
pull-ups.
do it. I would do it, but I'm driving home.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
know.
you'd have to like
the only-
train
the-
for that.
It's the only, it's the
You
only
can't
thing
just,
stopping
like,
me.
Up and
Yes.
decide to do it.
You have to
gotta
train for that.
it.
The only thing stopping me is I'm driving home. I would do it.
Oh,
I'd love
okay.
to. Can't.
Okay.
Driving home. Sorry.
It's not the patriotic thing to do. Real
I'm-
patriot.
I'm driving home, man. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Can't
Okay.
do it. Look, anybody out there that wants to do the Murph challenge or anything else,
Good for you.
shout out to you. You're in a lot better shape than I am.
Yeah.
But look, whatever you're doing, Murph challenge, you're doing something serious, you're having fun. Remember the reason we're celebrating, honoring the men and women who have lost their lives. All right, look, we're going to take a timeout. We're coming back. We're closing out this week and this show with a little take it or leave it next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com is the website. Property and casualty or group employee benefits. Your one-stop shop for all things insurance is, of course, the Highland Insurance Group. If you're a business owner and you don't have a great relationship with your insurance broker, they're just the guy who came with the lowest premium number. That's one way to handle it, but it might not be the best way, especially when something happens. Whether it's a hurricane or a car accident or a cyber breach or a lawsuit or an injury. When that happens, you're going to need your insurance to respond. And if you only have the insurance in place because it was the cheapest one, it may not. Jonathan Carver and his team can be a trusted advisor and a part of your team as a business to make sure that your business continues to run even if the event happens. Give them a call or check them out online, HighlandIG.com. They're right here in Baton Rouge, but they can help you out statewide. It's Jonathan Carver and his team at the Highland Insurance Group. They're online at highlandig.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment here on a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in the host chair for Hunt Palmer. We got one last thing to do before we get out of here and enjoy that 3-day weekend. It's a little take it or leave it. Hit it, Jordan.
Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
All right, so the Chicago Bears announced Thursday in a statement that they are no longer exploring options for a new stadium within the city of Chicago. In a statement provided to the Associated Press, the team said the Bears have exhausted every opportunity to stay in Chicago with our initial goal. There's no viable site in the city, so now they are considering a location in Arlington Heights, Illinois, in Hammond, Indiana. So, take it or leave it, Taylor. The Indiana Bears.
Yeah, I'll take it. I don't think this is as big of a deal as everybody else does. Like Cowboy Stadium's in Arlington, Texas, not Dallas. The Rams play in Inglewood. They don't technically play in downtown Los Angeles. It's a suburb of LA, sure, but I mean, a lot of stadiums out there that aren't like
the Bills is like somewhere.
Well, and then like Kansas City's getting ready to move from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas across the river. I don't really think this is that big of a deal. Like what I've read is like, this is more the city of Chicago's fault than the Bears' fault anyway, so I'm not going to blame them too much. But, yeah, Indiana Bears, I can take it. Hammond Bears. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
Hammond.
Print the shirts.
Let's talk about that. We got a Hammond, Louisiana, Hammond over there, okay?
I'm going to assume different.
Yeah, same guy, maybe. Who knows? So beach beers are the best beers. Take it or leave it.
It's a tough one because, like, beach beer is great.
Yeah.
Is it the best beer? I'll leave it only because
Leave it alone.
To me, the best beer is sports bar watching a big game. Like that's always going to be the best beer for me. I understand that's cliche. Love a beach beer. It's great. I don't know how many beach beers I'm enjoying this weekend. Might be a balcony beer.
Yeah, balcony beer.
Might be a balcony living room couch beer. We'll see what the weather looks like out there in Gulf Shores. But beach beer, great nonetheless.
Beach beers are great. I would have to say I'm more of a cutting the grass beer guy, or after doing some type of outside type of work or something like that. Those are the best beers to me.
You know, I hear that's really good for your hydration.
Hey, man. Hey, we got to stay hydrated some type of way, man. Got to respect the body. Respect your body. So, now, those grass-cutting beer will probably be up there for me. So, competitive eater Joey Chestnut, the reigning champion and 17-time winner of the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest, will compete in the July 4th spectacle, of course, while on probation after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor battery charge. So, it's just real dedication. On probation and still not eating a hot dog competition. Bro, take it or leave it.
On probation, trying to duck your charges while gobbling some hot dogs. Yeah. Boss move, first off.
Boss move?
Way to duck the charges there, Joey. I'll take it. Only because, like, okay, so, yes, it's a battery charge. A report has come out. I mean, look, more and more is going to come out, but
it was like some bar altercation.
It was a bar altercation. He open hand slapped a guy, which, like, if you're going to get on probation for battery, make it count.
Yeah, make it count.
Like,
make it count.
Go ahead and close fist sock the dude. But yeah, it was an open hand slap and a bar altercation. Sure,
yeah. We've seen that a million times.
The thing is, ain't nobody watching the Nathan's hot dog eating contest without Joey Chestnut.
100%.
Look, I love 4th of July. I think the hot dog eating contest is a great American event. The dude who introduces Joey Chestnut every year, you ever seen that video?
Yeah,
it's like a 2.5-minute intro.
I mean, this guy's one of the
goats. He comes out and he starts talking about, you know, one of the greatest athletes of our generation, all this, gets everybody fired up. You're not going to see that.
On probation.
You kidding me right now? You're not going to see that in New York on the hot dog eating contest? Ain't nobody tuning in for that. Yeah. It's all about the money, Jordan. It doesn't matter if it's the NFL, if it's college baseball, if it's hot dog eating contest.
Yes.
It's all about the money. Joey Chestnut is participating, and guess what? Joey Chestnut's probably going to
win.
Gonna
win easily.
That's just, it is what it is. What's understood ain't got to be explained.
100%.
That's what they always say. It's Joey Chestnut's hot dog world. We're all just living in it.
We're all just living in it.
Like, no, I'm taking it though. It's hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut's got to be in it.
All right, so that's it for Take It or Leave It.
All right, and that is also it for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Guys, we blazed a lot of topics. We talked a little LSU baseball, transfer portal, softball, big-time game coming up tonight, 6 p.m. in Tuscaloosa for that super regional out there in Alabama, trying to make it back to the College World Series for the first time since 2017. College football around the corner. We are less than 100 days out. We talked that. Saints OTA is coming up next week. Everyone, stay out there, stay safe, stay dry, enjoy your Memorial Day holiday. We'll be back on Tuesday on The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Lifetime Roofing, lifetimeroofingla.com. Lifetimeroofingla.com is that website. Look, storm season is around the corner. Maybe you don't feel like you need a new roof. You don't have any leaking issues that you know of. The roof's a little bit older, but you don't see it discolored. It's not giving you problems. But you're a little bit nervous what a storm might do. Well, they don't have to put a new roof on. They can at Lifetime Roofing, but they can come over and they can do a tune-up to reinforce that roof so you feel like you've got more peace of mind as storm season approaches. It's just part of our life down here in South Louisiana. We know storm season can be rough. We've had a couple of quiet ones in a row. I hope there's 10 more to come just like it. But I think we all know that that's unlikely. If you want to take care of that big investment, which is your house, take care of the people under your roof, which is the most important thing in your life, and want to make sure that your roof is in the best shape it can be to do that, Lifetime Roofing is a company you can trust. They're Baton Rouge-based, Louisiana people, give you a lifetime workmanship warranty. It's Lifetime Roofing, lifetimeroofingla.com.